YouTube, part 3. Yeah, so this is the amp I took over, I was talking about in the last video. I might put all these out in the one go actually. 3 videos, this last one's a bit shorter. Yeah, so really I think, see Scott's reaction in that last video when he was playing to this, and it was just like, he used the word, it's a jobby. Yeah, it's... I think in the video, I don't know, I can't remember whether it was actually in the film or not, we did plug it into his cabinet and it did sound 10 times better, but still not brilliant. This is the one that I took into the studio and used from one of the videos in Cranking House. It was like, can you play a 5-watt amp along with drums and stuff, and it seemed to work quite well, but I think that might be something to do with just the fact it was played through a 4x12 and it was up a bit volume wise. Really, it's... We talked about this all night about what do you do to it, and it's like, you know, thinking, do I turn it into a head, you know, and then you go, well, how much would that save? Because obviously the valves stick down a bit, stick down to sort of here, so I could turn it into a head, which would look crap anyway, obviously, but it would only be that size, so it's like you're only saving that much, and you know, so it's kind of not worth doing that. And then you start looking. I was looking up speakers. This is only an 8-inch speaker in it, an unbranded one by the looks of things. And I was looking up. You can get quite a common mod just to put a Celestion. They do an 8-inch speaker, but it's like 40 quid, and it's like kind of paid for the amp. So it's like, and it's still going to be an 8-inch speaker, so it's still not going to be brilliant. I mean, it's my wee lady. The speaker in it is a Jensen one, so it's quite a fancy, expensive speaker, and it's a 10-inch. And they sound that good. It sounds much better sticking it through my... I always play it through my 3x12 cabinet, which you can't quite see. So that was the mod I did do to this, is I added in my own... it's got an external speaker socket on it, which I didn't look up how to do. I just did it myself. I even printed it. I think it says 8 ohms on it. But that's so that's the mod that you really want in this, so you can just stick it through a bigger speaker cabinet, because big speakers are better. So yeah, so the FGNs, I think we're still talking about them in the video. Who put it up against his Ibanez Prestige, which is amazing. That really is. Yeah. So I'm going to try putting I think the governor pedal might work well with this. I think it kind of maybe wants an EQ, but I don't know. It's like all it's got is a volume again and a tone. And it's like, it kind of, if the tone was maybe in a different place, so I'm wondering, like, see behind on the back of that, it's kind of just like a tone pot that's on a guitar, just like, it's just a pot with a cap on it. So I'm wondering if you maybe change the value of that cap, it might do something, I don't know, I might mess about with it. I don't know. It's like the whole thing about, you know, valves, all valves, oh yeah, it's good. I love all valves, that's great. But I mean, put this up against like the wee Black Star. I've got the wee Black Star ID Core 10, ID Core 20 or something. It doesn't really compare. I mean, maybe if you're playing it in the studio through a 4x12 and you've got the thing cranked up and you're playing the way I play, it might, maybe this would win over. I don't know how much the ID Core would. You would lose quite a lot of the sound because it's got 2 speakers in it, so it does lots of fancy stuff. Sort of pseudo fake surround sound. I don't know how your telly does it. It can take a stereo signal and make it sound like it's coming from behind you. That does that. So when you turn the reverb on, or if you've got any sort of reverb or chorus sound on, it makes the amp sound like it's this size. You're looking at it and you can see the speakers there, but you hear it coming from everywhere. It's such a bizarre thing. There's no way of putting that in a video. You know, it's like, I don't think no matter how well I recorded it using. Well, maybe actually if I recorded it in stereo, maybe it would make it sound surroundy sound, because I'd imagine it's something to do with putting a slight pre-delay or a delay on it. That's how you know your telly does it. I used to have I've still got a 5.1 amp. In fact, no, not that one. It's a Sony. Is it a Sony or a Yamaha? Maybe a Yamaha. And it's got like I had the proper 5 speakers set up in my last house. And if you put on the pseudo one, would only use the 2 speakers. You could, if you were sitting in a seat, you would go, no, it's not. They're all on. They are all on, and you can hear them. The speaker, you put your ear on it, and there's no sound coming out it. But it's still, when you sit back in the seat, it's still totally. You're looking at that, even though it's not on. So it kind of maybe that's why the Dolby surround sound thing never really cottoned on, or people just couldn't be bothered having 5 speakers and having to buy. I mean, I think I'm the only person left that's still got. I can play DVD audios and what's the other one? Super Audio CDs with the 5.1 mix. Tommy on Super Audio sounds amazing. It sounds like you're in the room. You know, with the 5 discrete channels and a subwoofer. I've kind of gone off a little bit off topic. I'm just trying to pad this video out a bit longer because it's not long enough. I hope that's the last one finished rendering. So 3 parts of the FGN thing, which we kind of didn't really do a very comprehensive thing. We basically just talked. Basically, I just go out to Scotts and we just talk shit all night, and I just film it because it might be interesting. You can come and join us and sit. See what it'd be like if you were there and weren't allowed to talk. You could just sit there and we'd just be exactly the same. If you were there and you had a sore throat or you couldn't talk, not that you wouldn't be allowed to talk, but you were unable to talk, then that's what you'd end up with. So enjoy part 3. I don't think they really do. I think it's just nattering. Could be a bonus video or whatever. Rock on. It does it. No, it's got the you're playing through your hi-fi sound. Do you know what I mean?
That's what it is.
It's you're playing through your hi-fi. Exactly the same sound, apart from you have to put the volumes up higher.
It's slightly more distorted now. What did you do? What was it? What's the difference between the channels? Nothing?
One of them's sounds like that, and the other one's much louder. Hold on.
Doesn't have many qualities that you can retrieve, I'm afraid.
No.
We'll just look at it hard and just
just go. You can get a Vox sounding all tube peavey from me at Christmas.
What is it? Did this not sound quite good in your house against something? Or was it just because we're playing it against a valve amp? Is that what it is?
Could be to do with position. I think it's maybe the volume. I don't know. Yeah, no, it is.
That made my ears unwell.
Yeah. It sounded kind of alright in the studio, I thought, when it was doing a 4x12 and it was up really loud.
That's what it'll be, the 4x12. It's because it's coming out of a tiny wee speaker.
I think
it's coming out at a voltage 12-inch.
A proper stereo speaker. No, I think there's an awful lot more to it than that, but I mean, it really does. That internal speaker does sound pants.
It sounds like a binatone radio.
Like it literally took me 10 minutes before I had it off and added the speaker extension socket on it. All because it was raining. I need to take a wee lane to bits as well. The knobs are really, really crackly.
Sorry, I'm not talking because I'm playing this guitar. I'm liking it. It's one of those guitars that invites you to noodle, if you know what I mean. Like that is a wholesome neck. Is how you describe that?
Yeah. A good runabout, so you can have your 1962 Stratocaster, keep it in the case on display on the wall with things on it, and then you play that one.
It feels great, it does. And it's nicely weighted.
Would you still be as likely to pick it up if you had the same pickups that were on this in it? Because then it would be too similar, but you're not talking about putting these pickups in, you're talking about putting it.
Seymour Duncan say in it.
The thing is, it's not a
jazz.
It's not an irreversible. Once you pull this, once you put, it's like if you don't like it, or you might find it like something else. I don't know.
But you do. There's a very noticeable difference between even that guitar and this guitar.
Yeah, but maybe not plugged into that amp or that speaker.
No.
So yeah, you can play it sort of quiet and have it louder than not having it plugged in.
It It makes a noise, do you know what I mean? It's alright for practicing in the bedroom, probably, with a couple of pedals in front of it.
It doesn't take pedals very well, that's what I found. There's a wee bit more to valve amps and...
Is that a real valve amp?
Huh? That was just both the dial and nothing. This is louder and worse, man.
That's when they get interesting. That'd be good, bit better speaker on it.
Or just sit it on top of a better speaker.
It sounds a lot better now that you've got it dialed up. Dial it up at there and dial it down here, and it starts to sound a bit alright.
Oh, your ears are just getting used to the pain.
It's a remarkably in tune guitar, isn't it? It doesn't matter where you're playing your chord, it's in tune. Okay, my guitar's not perfectly in tune, but
Yeah.
it's inconsistent from there to there.
The same.
Who doesn't? Is it just me that flattens the G? Is that just me? When you're tuning a guitar and you get your G just to bright on the button and you just go dink back a tiny
I do
bit.
not know. So you can go.
No, it's I don't know. Maybe it's just the intonation of standard guitars. You don't maybe have to do with this one. That's another thing you notice about these guitars is they're almost flat on there. Because usually when you look at a guitar, one of the first things you do is you look down at the bridge to make sure that it's been intoned. You would look at this one and go like, what's going on here? Look how straight it is. It's almost flat. It's just one that goes back. Mad. And it's perfect.
Is it just because they're black? When is that? If you look at the ones there, it doesn't. Is that more apart? It's kind of straight as well, isn't it?
They're kind of straight as well when you compare. I mean, look at the guitar next door. Or the one you're holding. It's more like a normal looking intoned guitar, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it just seems to be an awful lot more from it.
Yeah, so you've got that standard shape that you always get.
Yeah. I have to admit that when I'm putting on a bridge for the first time or like that, I just set it so the first one's right and then eyeball the rest.
Yeah.
I do the E and then just put the E string on, do it very roughly, make that shape.
Be warned, if you come across an FGN, don't do that, because it'll be out of it, no?
Yeah.
It would be, wouldn't it? Because I would be inclined to do exactly the same, just the shape.
Yeah. I think it's like an acoustic can sort of, the way I was looking at it, acoustic can stay in tune, and it's just a plastic bar in it. There's a wee drop for the wee notch for the B, but that's it.
Notch for the B, yeah.
But I mean, so it's not.
Unless it's a high end, and then yeah.
Aye, it's not, but it's not the end of the world for plenty of people have recorded albums with a straight bar, so it's like.
That's the cowboy. I suppose it's once you get up in the dust area, it becomes an issue.
Yes, aye, I suppose. Oh, I suppose. Okay, yeah, it very much does. Aye.
This is a great guitar. Sorry, I keep saying that, but it is.
Yeah. It was a bitch of a wait for you, but 2 weeks. 2 weeks in the day, was it?
3 weeks, was it not?
Oh, was it 3 weeks?
2 weeks, 3 weeks. Too long.
Too long.
And I still gave them good feedback on eBay. I need to toughen up. To be fair though, I got it out of the box and was like, this is fucking, it's freezing, but yeah, it's really nice.
Yes, yeah, that was fun. But you know what it's like when you've got the flu, it's like the cold things are pure super cold. It's like, oh, I've got a new guitar, and it literally was pure. Touch it, go, oh, this is really good. Take it back.
So lightweight, it took me like 3 days to get over that injection. My god.
Yeah.
Pumped is the word that yeah.
Is that because you get the two at the same time though? Was it the flu and the
COVID one? Don't let that put off anybody, by the way, please.
No, but maybe just get one at a time.
No, get them both done, it's worth it.
Alright.
I mean, so what if you're sick for a day or two? You're not going to die of COVID or the flu.
Yeah, or from Omicron Persei.
Omicron. Sounds.
It's Futurama. Every time he says
I keep seeing that guy every as well. Every time it's.
I searched for the meme the other day. I was looking for it was like the Simpsons. It's like not Simpsons. I just put an Omicron Percy I ate and it was Futurama. Blarf and his wife. I did enjoy Futurama. Right, let's call this a 3-video set of talking rubbish and trying to sort out what we're going to do with that peavey. Wonder the problem is
good. It's alright now.
No, the thing is, it's not worth. Is it worth it? It's not worth spending the same money I spent on the amp putting a decent speaker on it.
No, it's worth putting a speaker cabinet under it though.
Aye.
Just trying to think what that Fender one is. How far away is that tucked in?
Oh, it's way over there. No, I mean, I've obviously got a speaker cabinet to run it through. But even just the class of trying to pick up a speaker cabinet, even if I wasn't using the one in my room, you just pick up an old broken amp, like a like a Marshall with a 12-inch speaker in it that doesn't work.
What I did with the
like that with that Fender, yeah. Then you pick them up for
less than 100 quid.
I'm thinking about 20 quid sort of thing. You're going to pick up a maybe not a pure proper.
No, that's a 2x12 I got though.
Yeah, that's a proper Fender
a 1x12, 20, 30 quid for a broken amp. And literally you unscrew the amp and put a thing on the back.
Maybe put a rack tuner in it or something, doing that.
Well, I was going to put.
What were you talking about? We had a good idea.
No, I wanted to put a reverb unit, a TC electronic, a rack mounted one in this slot.
A 1 unit rack, right?
Yeah, one unit rack slot.
There was something we were talking about the other day, and it was the idea of what you put in there, and I did something stupid that was cool. I can't remember what it was. Was it just the Night Rider light going back and forward like a Cylon? I think there was something cheesy though. They were thinking about. It was like
really good from the 80s or 90s kind of modulation effect, reverb, delay.
Like a Zoom 1202, I think it's called.
You might be old school.
Old
when
school.
they made them right. Analog, not digital. But yeah. That's not bad now that I've got it dialed in a wee bit more. It's a bit like the Maxell advert there.
Yeah.
Just imagine my neighbours looking at each other. Fuck is that?
See that light bulb?
Yeah. It's red in it.
Yeah, but it's not. Do you know where the bulb is inside it? It's like there. And it's just shining. It's the same. Remember I said I put one on my back pedal to burn my eyeballs out? It's one of them. So basically, rather than putting a lens, it actually travels that inside. So it's just an LED pointing at this glass thing. You know, the actual bulbs, not in a tube or anything, just open in there, just pure that far away from it. Then.
It's bright enough. I can't abide that.
It's just I think that was how do we keep the price down? After all, we had a resistor. No, why don't we just move it to over here so it's further away from the stupid jewel thing?
Sounds okay now. It sounds terrible when it's turned right down though.
Yeah, well, it still is turned right down. It's only a quarter and a quarter. It should be a.
Turn up a bit.
I'll maybe put the other input and try and turn it up a bit. Or just try and turn it up a bit. There's half. Oh no, that's okay. That was it distorted. It's I think the distortion thing is still really though.
Once you dial it back with your volume, it's fine. Calm down, wee guy. It's like that, woo.
Yeah. I think I'm going.
Phone rent a kill quick. I think I've killed your amp.
Casually, I know, I had no idea how much of this I'll be putting up.